Good afternoon, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Welcome to another exciting episode of Montez at Midday. And I'm your host, Dre Montez. And we're being brought to you by title sponsor, Serta Pro Painters, located in Oklahoma City and Texas as well. Please do yourself a favor. Visit the website at www.dremontez.com. We're trying out a different platform, but hello YouTube, how you doing? YouTubers out there in the building, they rock it out all the time. What up YouTube? What up Facebook? What up good folk, good people? And hello X, that being Twitter for the people that refuse to call it X. Okay, for you, we're X in the building. All right, good folks, it is what I like to call Fist Pump Friday. Get them up there, Fish Pump Friday. It's also a fish fry Friday. Yeah, it is. And run with some good fried fish, buddy. Boy, hot sauce and pickles. Boy. Mm, mm. Good fish sandwich goes a long way. I'd say another thing goes a long way. A good homemade breakfast smoothie. I was trying to do the breakfast smoothies at least 3 times a week to start the new year off, but we've had some casualties of war that have happened with the choice of what to eat for breakfast. But I think with the more walking that you do, the crave and appreciation for a good fruit smoothie, it's beautiful. It definitely is. It definitely for the people that are finally waking up. Welcome to Friday, guys. All right, third shift workers, where you at? Everybody's in the building. If you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my cousin Kevin, my cousin Oscar, and the many other folks celebrating a birthday today. And also my former softball teammate, Tim. Congratulations, Tim, new father. There it is. Congratulations, my dude, Tim. And also, if you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. To you. I've seen some milestones eclipse. My niece LaShawn is coming up on 12 years with her man. 12 years, 4 kids, and 1 dog, as she put it. But to the folks that have been posting about the milestones of marriages or relationship, I applaud you. 10 years and up. We only count 10. Anything up under there, you don't matter. 10 years and up. Anything up under there, you're rookies. You're just beginning. You don't know nothing yet. You can still taste the baby's breath on your mouth. You're young. It's offensive how people try to tell you that you're young when you know you're young, and the things that older people say to you, boy, that is that breast milk around your mouth, boy, look at you. Well, who started that, And now as you get older, you think about that. I kind of miss those days of being teased that I was a youngin', but look where we at now. Look where we at now. We're getting there. We're getting there together, people. We're climbing ladders and moving mountains together. That's the most beautiful thing out there for sure. But again, if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. It is your birthday weekend. What does the birthday weekend people do now? In this type of weather, the expectations of the weather this weekend, what do birthday people do now? Going to the club, getting the VIP just behind the rope, charging your friends $50, party bus, bar hopping, house party, what they call it, a safe room party. I don't know what the kids, what do people do now for their birthday? Go on a trip with the crew? Go on a trip. Where's the destination other than Florida and Vegas? Where's the destination now for the party spot you trying to go to? I still love Nash Vegas. I like Naptown. Memphis and it's a different love affair with Memphis because that's too much softball and family history that I have with Memphis. But I hear Memphis is a cool place to go kick it and party. But again, I have too much softball and family history to really appreciate Memphis the way the commercials tell us the way we should. I want to know, where is that destination for sure for you? party folks out there that are turning those milestone ages of 25 and 30 and 35, 40, 45, 50, and infinity and beyond. What are you doing for your birthday weekend? And what is the thing to do that everybody's doing now? What is that it factor when it comes to that nowadays? I am wondering that. Well, I don't know. I don't have a birthday coming up for what? We had another 7 months. So but we just got done with my mom's. Now it's my oldest boy's birthday coming up now. Oh boy. Oh boy. He about to get a second wind to blow out the candles on their cake. All right, here we go. Let's get through our pillars of the day. Let's let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you, and laugh. Laughing is a beautiful thing. I don't know if it's daily things that you come across, or if you're reading something or something spontaneous happen, or you watch a daily clip of a show to get that laugh track going. Because sometimes, man, things get so intense sometimes. You don't need the sadistic serial killer laugh like that. But a good chuckle goes a long way. A good chuckle goes a long way for sure. All right, let's get those high fives, chest bump, hug this thing out. Are we ready to go on this roller coaster ride today? Are we ready? Oh, let's go. Let's get this thing a rocking and a rolling. All right. Giggly. All right, here we go. I've always wondered this. I've met people that told me what they do, but this is a different type of a scenario. Football off season. What I mean by that, what does the true, well, not true. If you love college football and NFL, you know that. You know you're dedicated. You get up early on Saturdays. You're tailgating like you're still in fucking college. Sundays, you're doing the same thing, but you're really zonked out in your own zone, your cave, your own island of your football world. What do you do in the offseason? How do you handle the football offseason? I find it very, very difficult this year due to the off-season moves that have been handled by some of these NFL teams. And I find it very difficult to ease into it and enjoy the football offseason. But it is really hard to not pay attention to football in the offseason. Between college and the NFL, it's really hard to just say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to pay attention to nothing over here. I'm going to give it its vacation as it should, but it's too much going on. Football offseason. What do you do for your football offseason? What do you do? I've watched lots of old games. I've dove into the abyss of EA Sports, College Football 25, all that news. So that got my college football brain all over the place. I'm looking at the recruiting situation, trying to figure out how does DEI have anything to do with my University of Florida football Gators? How's that going to affect me this upcoming football season? Then I got my Denver Broncos going through a fucking halo of bullshit. How are we supposed to conduct ourselves accordingly if the football's offseason is like this? I'm struggling for answers. I'm reaching for support. I've called the right numbers. I clicked on the right QR code. But the answers and the information that I'm getting are making me even more delusional. How do you handle football in the offseason? How do you handle it? What we got on here? What's up, James? What's going on, boss? I saw you in the gym this morning working on your J. I saw you. Working on your J. I saw you. Working on that goose, working on that pose. Working on the pose. Working on that pose. But typically, the offseason of football It's a little bit more controlled and relaxed, but every day there's something coming along on the collegiate level. Every day there's something coming up on the NFL. We know the deadline for free agents is next week, and to cut people, let them go. I would like to enjoy a football offseason. It's impossible. It's so much dirt. But it's good dirt. All these players going on these podcasts, pillow talking and shit. What happened to keeping shit in the clubhouse between the teams? It's so much player hating going on in NFL. It's ridiculous. You talk about your friends don't have no loyalty. Have you seen some of these players in NFL? Have you listened to some of these podcasts they've been on? Oh, it's just entertainment. Entertainment, factual, my ass. It's mind-boggling to me. The football offseason. This is probably the most entertaining it has been in probably decades. And I think a lot of it has to do with the college football game, EA Sports, and who won the Super Bowl and the way the season went. All of that has a lot of people trying to move the meter a different way. Not through the draft, but through persuasion. They're persuading it. That should be tampering. The way these football players been hanging out, that should be tampering. I bet if they were in college, that'd be Susan. Wouldn't that be tampering? But gotcha. Susan agrees. I think Susan just wants the day off early. Not going to happen. Full day today. Full day. You see what's going on right now? We got Notre Dame playing on one, and we got South Carolina playing on the other. Huh? Come on, it's too much going on. And we got the Oscars this weekend. We got a lot to do today. A lot to do. Batten down the hatches. We got 4 movies to watch. There you go. There we go. But I'm wondering, I'm curious out here. The football offseason, I'm talking about my true college football fans and my NFL fans. You know, the ones of us that really think we play for that college football team, that really think we went to school there, that college football fan. The one that really believes he's in a fraternity. The one that really thinks he can still do a keg stand at the age he was at 18. And that NFL football fan who has dedication in a certain area of the house with loyalty to that team. Those are the people I'm concerned about. That's the group I'm trying to talk to. What are we supposed to do in the football offseason? I've tried joining a group. They got lazy and mad at each other, so that no fun in that. I tried to plan different activities with people, but I found out a crazy thing last summer. A lot of these people don't have license, or they caught not legal. So I was worried. Next year, I want to plan ahead and be ready for the off season of football, which begins when, kids? The day after the Super Bowl. Yes. That should be the meet and greet right there, because the day after the Super Bowl is the saddest day I can imagine as a football fan. It's like, what do you mean that's it? What do you mean we got to go home? What do you mean we got to put the toys back? We can't play anymore. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. If it wasn't for drama, and all of my friends are young and dating on social media, if it wasn't for their drama, this would have been an even more difficult thing to enjoy a football offseason. But since we know what's going on with the EA Sports College Football 25, get in the game. It's in the game. It's coming back. We've been talking. Old days in the military. How you kill time in the military? Play video games and play spades? True story. How do you kill time? Play video games and play spades. True story. Not the same, though. I miss playing side by side with someone and talking shit to them, making them uncomfortable, saying something about their mama, right there in front of them. Your mama's a man. No, but all serious aside, though, but football offseason, man, it's a difficult thing to do and not do and handle with control. I can't get into all of the top recruits, freshman class, and all the income. No, I don't do all that. No, no, no. But just the fact that there's noise in college football, that kind of makes you look over there and say, I wonder what's going on over there. And then the past 2 weeks, the NFL offseason has been bizarre as fuck. So it's kind of hard to away. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to start this football thing now. I'm going to start this off with a disclaimer, so this does not come off the wrong way. Dre Montez, is not a New England Patriots football fan in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Let the record show. Okay, let's go. Dynasty documentary on Apple TV. I can't tell you what it feels like to watch a sports documentary where you saw this whole thing happen right in front of you. You were there. I mean, I did not invent hip hop, but I was there. I didn't play for the Patriots or root for the Patriots, but I saw this happen right in front of me. And now to hear the reinterpretation of this with video, award-winning. Somebody check on Darrelle Revis, because Revis is an island now. He is an island. Whoa! What's he doing? What are you doing? Back to the dynasty. As we talked before, I mentioned I started watching this. And the way they broke down Spygate episode, I found it very, very interesting. A lot of things we forgot, no matter how traumatic it may have been when it happened, but certain things you probably forgot. So when you're watching the documentary, if you care to watch it, or if you are watching it now, go back to that episode if you probably were in the other room just listening to the motherfucker. You notice how they still to this day don't think anything was wrong with the way and the fact that they were videotaping other teams. I peeped that. And then also that the Rams situation, that never happened. That was a reporter that made it up. Like, it amazes me how these people get away with making up stories in sports and entertainment, and nobody says a thing to them. But the moment an athlete or an actor or an actress makes up something, they're in trouble. I'm not understanding that at all. And then they get to Deflategate. I totally forgot how that region of the world lost their damn mind with the allegations of what happened after the game when they beat the Colts in the AFC Championship game. And the way the narrator breaks it down, they were waiting to get their hands on the ball because they had already told the NFL about what's going on. Hey, I'm telling you what's going on with them. They just got to get the ball. That's all the coach had to do was get the ball. And that interception he threw, they got the ball. Next, you know, here come the shit show. It beat a story about the Taliban. It beat a story about an American hostage being taken, about air being let out of a football. Air being let out of a football. The measures they took on this, a lot of this shit, I totally blanked out about. But the fact that Barstool Sports went to the headquarters, protested with how many people? 5 people just marching in a circle. Protest. What happened? They went to jail for letting air out of a ball, and they suspended Tom Brady. Sorry, terrific Tom, 4 games. As my old softball coach told me, if you're not cheating, you're not competing or winning. Every team that's been up under the microscope about allegations of doing something outside of the thinking box, outside of the parameters of the rules, what we say in the streets, they ain't doing nothing but cheating. An advantage point. Very advantageous, I must say. But he wasn't the only quarterback doing it. He got caught. And in the words of Bob Kraft, when you're at the top of your game, it is everybody's job to do what? Tear your ass down by any means necessary. It is a very, very interesting documentary. But again, if you're a Ram fan and you still get upset at the colors red, white, and blue, or the word Patriot, or New England, or Bob Kraft, don't watch it. Don't watch it. But if you're over that, if you're over your feelings, check it out. Damn good documentary. Another good documentary is the St. Louis Browns documentary that I saw on Channel 9. Outstanding for sure. If you're just tuning in, it is what day, kids? Fist Pump Friday and Fish Fry Friday for sure. Most importantly, we started off the show talking about football offseason. How do you handle it? How do you handle it? I'm talking about those football fans that love college football and the NFL. And we just got done talking about Dynasty, the New England Patriots documentary on Apple TV. Boy, it is fantastic. It's good. It's good. You might not like this, but I like the Bill Belichick documentary when he tells you his reasoning behind why New England seemed like they controlled the game when they throw 3 to 5 interceptions, fumble the ball more than 2 times, and they never panic. There's a whole little, maybe got a 22-minute little stretch. It's something that he does in practice that he puts in that documentary I thought was genius. Genius. If all coaches, well, it wouldn't be the same. I'm quite sure every coach has their version or their routine or a philosophy they believe in that is considered outside of the box. So that was unfair for me to say. I think all coaches bring something different to the game. At least I hope so. All right. This gets a lot of talk in the barbershop, probably between anybody at a bar. And it is the talk of talent. What I mean by that, when we see a player make a great play, or we deem it something, oh my God, how did he do that? Or a precise player, something that makes you look. A lot of people always say, if they only know how good they were. Well, I wonder, do they know how good they are? When you're in the moment, how do you know what you're doing? So it's hard for the player to critique themselves in that moment because a lot of people, as we've been told and taught and heard, they black out some of these times. They don't remember shit. They have an out-of-body experience. But the talk of talent, I've heard the word GOAT more in the past 5 years than the previous 45 years of my life. I'm going to say it one more time. I've heard the term GOAT used when talking about an athlete more in the past 5 years than I have in the previous 45. They just passing around like it's nothing. There's no honor. There's no honor there. You just can't throw that out anywhere. There you go. This is not a participation event. When people say GOAT and there's a name behind it, there's usually like a halo or a glow or a tingling sensation going through your body. Watch. Michael Jordan. Ooh, shit. You see? But the talk of the athlete, I think we get so caught up because we were mesmerized by someone else the very first time we saw a perfect down, out, and up, the perfect spiral, the perfect run, the perfect option play, the way to really do the 4-6-3 double play, the things like that. We get caught up in our head. We see somebody else do it, then we see somebody else kind of mimic that. We're like, hey, if they only knew how good they were. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I say this all the time. I know it's hard. It's hard to do it, but just sit back and appreciate the talent that's in front of us. Take the talent for what it's worth. Because at this rate right now, they're not staying in college long, and they're not playing professionally long. So I think we ought to appreciate the talent for what it is in the moment when it comes to the athlete. Because this next story, I think it kind of goes along with what I just said, appreciating the talent that's in front of us, because it's not going to be there long. But while you're there, make your statement. Do your thing. Handle your business. If you want to play, if you're trying to be the best, it'll show. Not your words, but your play will show. We know a lot of athletes over the decades that have talked a hell of a good game, but their play and their words don't go together. You know, it's like a 70s Chinese movie, kung fu movie back in the day. The words don't go together. So that's calling that disassociation right there with me. But the talk of the talent, it's interesting to me, especially in basketball. I mean, Anthony Edwards comes to mind right now for Minnesota Timberwolves. Only 22 years old. And the first thing people say, man, that talent on that young boy, he going to be something else. The talk of the talent. But I think we talked about this on Wednesday. I don't think there's anybody in the NBA that is playing in the NBA right now with potential to be the face of the NBA wants to be that. I didn't say on the cover of a game, but the face of the NBA. At that person, when you think NBA, you think of this person. It can't be LeBron. He's up out of there. And the rest of those guys are mid-30s. I don't think the young kids really want that type of attention right now. So I think that's where the NBA is struggling at, to find that young leadership in the rising stars, so to speak, of the NBA players right now. But the talk of the athlete today is very interesting. Okay, and get through our last topic of discussion today on this Fist Pump Friday. Feel Good Friday. Fish Friday. Montez at midday. Montez at midday. I'll get my son to help me make a couple more videos like that for sure. Got it. What's up, Becca? How you doing? Oh, Weber's in the building. Former Oak Hill Elementary classmate. Pop, pop. She popped me in the eye as I was trying to break up a fight. Long time ago. We're getting up there in age, Becca. Getting up there in age. Women's college basketball. I had a great discussion with my good friend Cortland right before the show about this. Interesting. As we're watching South Carolina and Notre Dame and discussing sports and everyday life, you know, shit men do when they get together and break bread. But this women's college basketball, Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett made a statement yesterday on their podcast that they could name 5 men college basketball players right now. But they can name a bunch of women college basketball players because the women college basketball is on fire. On fire. So as we're sitting here watching the game, an observation was made. You want to rise above the rest. You want to separate yourself from the rest. Over the next few weeks, you're going to see a lot of women's college basketball. But look at the size. Look at the size of the women. How many women are playing college basketball that are at least 6'4" and up? It's a lot. It's a fuck ton. Now, we've seen women basketball players dunk before, but with the rise of social media and that little box called what? Comments. Sometimes you know how idiots can be, morons, people not thinking, can say some very, very bad things. And I think that kind of stops the women from wanting to dunk the basketball. But let's just say, what if? What if the women said, damn with this shit? In the conference tournament and in March Madness, let's say there are possibly 10 dunks made. I'm talking throwdown dunks. Like, you're going to get a tech for the dunk, but a throwdown monster dunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, stepping over a motherfucker, saying something awful to her. Yeah, that's the fuck you get. Respect the chest bump. You know what's going to happen? NIL. They all coming. They coming. Just like James Earl Jones said in Field of Dreams. People will come, women college basketball. People will come. Let these women start dunking the ball. Let them start. They already got the people looking now. You got them right where you. Women's college basketball has them right where they want them. Dunk the ball. Lean with that motherfucker. Stick your tongue out. Snatch your weave off while you. I went too far. Maybe eyelashes. But can you imagine if they start dunking the ball? Not them pretty ass dunks, but no. I want some anger. I am not an animal. I want that shit. Let them do that. Women's college basketball would change the grid. They would change the algorithms. Let 10 dunks happen. Watch. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That was a hell of a conversation that Court and I had with that. The more and more you think about it, the more and more it makes sense. What else can women's college basketball do? They got the people while they want them. The talent is spread out like a motherfucker. It ain't just 4 teams anymore, 5 teams. They have them. And now is the time to run with it and go with it. I want to see if the women take advantage of this. Will they? Won't they? Can they? Is it possible? Is it possible? We don't know, but we shall find out and see. But I think, like I said about the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson comparison, to me, when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came in the NBA was about to fold. I can't wait till that documentary come out. They tell you a little bit about it in the Lakers miniseries on Max, the Lakers Dynasty. If you watch that, when Jerry Buss is in that meeting at the very first episode, he's listening to them about what can the NBA do to stay in the league. Because they needed something. And what happened? Larry Bird, Magic Johnson stole the show. WNBA right now, they're hurting. And people keep saying, well, if the NBA help, what you want the NBA to do? What can the NBA possibly do other than loan them the team planes? Because them flying charters some bullshit. They need to be on a team plane. I mean, flying with regular people, no. They need a team. Loan them women a team plane. Stop that bullshit. But when people say, well, the NBA step in and help, to do what? What? What you want the NBA to do? What? If Reese from LSU and Caitlin Clark, when they both come in the league, that is the women's version of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. They're going to put people in the seats wherever they go. People going to get in the seats. Maybe more TV deals can come out of this, more merch, more awareness about the WNBA, the players on the team, how the game is, because these are two of the most marketable faces about to come to the WNBA. If it's handled the right way, as Asia Wilson said of the Vegas Aces, going from college to pro is not as easy as we think it is. Not as easy as some of them make it seem to us. A lot of them struggle and they hold it in for a few years. Then they tell you the true story about that first year in the league. Didn't go as smooth as everybody thought. You're away from home a whole lot more. Got the mental aspect of it, the physical aspect of it, and the fact you got to go to work. And a lot of people, players, men and women, didn't handle that well. And I like the fact they're sharing these stories more and more, because now it's kind of like an easing moment to people that are about to cross that threshold of becoming a professional athlete. It's a total different experience. It's like when you make your first million. Total different experience, as I heard. For boys and girls and children of all ages, as they say in the hood, I would like to thank you all for listening to me today on Montez at Midday. We finally got the table up. I was bragging yesterday to Ken from Friendlies in South City at 3503 Roger Place. New menus up, by the way. New menus is up. Yes, I was bragging that I finally got the tabletop up. Yay. He laughed and said, wasn't that a year ago? Hey, but it's up. And I checked it off the list. I checked. That's all we want to do is check things off the list. Check things off the list. Because it can also be a hat. There you go. But boys and girls, children of all ages, have a great and wonderful liquid lunch. As the weather outside is looking different, but it's still time to do what? Exercise. Thought-provoking walks. Mental mindset. Hit the button. It's okay. Hit the button. No matter what, talk about it. Don't go to bed angry. Hug something out. Put out this weekend. Give some strange away. Bring back the one-night stand. Yay. 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 Don't forget, Safe Word Saturday and Safe Word Sunday still exist. Also, footnote, spring break is here. So don't forget to call before you go over people's houses, because what's going to happen? The little baby son of a bitch could be there. And then you got to answer that awkward question. Mama, who is that? I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, but I do know what that means. All right, folks, until next time, peace. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great time. Be safe. And most importantly, tune in Monday for another episode of D&D Don't Get Butthurt at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, as well as Montez at Midday, another exciting episode at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Until then, peace, and we out.